Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, welcome to another episode of Loving Life. You know, I love to go back in the archives of some older shows and pull out some things, and this whole week is just dedicated to people who have a passion for life. You know, that's the most important key to anything. If you can get passionate about anything, you can be a success in it. So this week we're going back in history and talking to Carl Moraski from the Carolina Ballet. He wrote all the music there for Carolina Ballet for Beauty and the Beast. And I think you're going to enjoy him. He's an amazing, amazing musician. Watch this. You know, you've heard me say it many, many times before. I believe your greatest gift that you have from God is your ability to create, whether that's music, art, whatever it may be. And I'm with Carl Moraski here at Carolina Ballet. Carl, good
nice
to meet you. Now, you know, I play keyboard, but I've heard you play a little bit here, and so I'm just going to kind of stand here with you. When did you start playing?
It's interesting the way you open up, because I believe it's a gift, and I started plinking out things when I was about 2. My mom tells the story of her being in the kitchen mopping the floor, and everyone else was at school, and they had an old piano that was left in the house, and she heard "We Three Kings."
Oh my Lord.
And she said she came in and she looked and she said, "Did you just play something?" I guess I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Play it again." So I played it again, and she said from there, they realized I had some kind of gift. And I guess when I was about 3 and a half, they took me to a teacher locally. They said there's a lot of young students she takes, and she's real good with the young students. So I went and met with her and started lessons then. And so I've been I don't remember not playing.
Now, do you play by ear or?
Originally, at 2, I played
Yeah.
by ear.
Yeah.
But right away at 3 and a half, you know, she started with music, and she had enough people who had come in with, you know, they call it perfect pitch,
Yes.
something like this. So you hear something, you can kind of mimic it. So I was studying music to learn to read, but at a certain point, you're cheating all the time. You can't help it.
I know.
So really what she did was start giving me more and more advanced things for my age. So you couldn't cheat anymore. You can't play. You can't hear that as a kid and say, "Oh, I can play that."
Yeah.
But simple things you can. So right away I progressed. By the time I'd say probably 14 or 15, I was playing major works. And so, you know, she kind of took me on the fast track.
Yeah. And then you started writing.
Even way back then, we're 7 siblings. I'm the 5th. Yeah, I'm the 5th. And my mom had a baby when I was about 6. And back those days, you couldn't go in the hospital, and he died before they were able to bring him home. Oh. So I had written this little song called "The Littlest Angel," you know, with my little manuscript. And, you know, of course, my parents were moved, and I took it and played it for my teacher, and she was very moved by it. And so even that, excuse me, was kind of an innate gift.
Exactly.
Again, and it's not something you can claim, I don't think.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, you're at Carolina Ballet working on Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it'll be our 2nd time. It's the first revival. We premiered it 3 years ago, and it was a great experience, and it was a very emotional time. It was really, really a powerful time in my life.
They probably want me to try out for the Beast.
You're too good looking.
God bless you for saying that. So the songs that you write for that, how do you get the?
Yeah, it all comes from the same place, as you
Yeah.
apparently know. But what we did, we spent the summer before, we spent about 2 days. I met up with Ricky Weif's artistic director, at his house, and we watched an old black and white film. First, we had to learn how to tell the story. How do we want to tell it?
Right.
And decide what characters and what is it going to look like in big picture. and I wanted to do some songs. And my daughter had a great singing voice, and she was a senior in high school then. And I said, Ricky, what do you think about having some songs, just a few here and there? She can be the heart of beauty. And there's a kid, he graduated the year before, I heard in the high school musicals, a bit more of a trained singer, to be the heart of the beast and have some of these emotions while they're dancing just from the pit. And he wasn't that crazy about it, but went along with it. And then I had the idea, I wanted some narration to set it up. And he said, okay, let's go with the narration thing, but how do you want to do it? I don't want another character on stage. I said, well, I have 5 kids. I said, why don't I be the storyteller? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, I've never done it before. I said, but for the piano, I'll play. I can do the overture, I'll do the setup, just have a little head mic. And he said, well, what? And then I start writing a script for it, and I remember just saying, I love a great story. And that's how it starts, And this is one of my absolute favorites. I'm gonna chill now thinking about it. I've done it since then. And I share about it. It's a story of love, it's a story of redemption, and all these things, and just one, it's a really beautiful parallel to a lot of things in life, which are important to me. Yeah. And boy, it was very powerful, and it worked. And we didn't even know 3 weeks before, I think, how we're gonna end it. You know how it ends.
Right.
But it was right after my brother actually passed away. I was at the church where I work, and my wife was in the office trying to find tickets to go home and stuff. And I said, I want to end it like it started. The same lyrics, and I brought it into Ricky. And said, how could I have been so foolish? Why did she send her dad to get the rose? Now, why did she go there? Why didn't she go back to save the beast? She stayed home. How could I have been so foolish again? Those lyrics just came back. I'm like, wow. I said, what do you think? He goes, I like it. That's all Ricky can say. So, yeah, it was really, I feel as it was inspired work. And,
exactly.
I'm pretty proud of it.
Sometimes we look at people and you can hear singers who don't have the depth behind them and the emotion behind them because they haven't gone through things.
Right. Yeah, that's
and
true.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the actual production and seeing it on stage.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for taking time to be with me
it's
today.
great meeting.
Hey, it was great going back and talking to Carl. What an amazing musician. Those dancers are absolutely fabulous. Remember this weekend, Beauty and the Beast, the movie is coming out. It's actually the story of my marriage. My wife, Beauty, married to the Beast. Don't change the channel because we got a whole lot more coming up. I'm going to be back with my good buddy, Marty Young from WQDR. Hey, we're back. I'm going to be talking with my buddy, Marty Young. Marty, the one-man party from WQDR. Absolutely incredible early morning show every weekday morning on QDR. Love this guy, just an amazing guy on the radio, and what a nice guy. Let's watch. Well, we are here at Country Connection. Great store, by the way.
I love this store. I literally could lose all of my money in this store, quite possibly.
Go ahead and tell them that. I'm with Marty Young. Marty, you're on WQDR.
That's right. Q Morning Crew, every Monday through Friday, 5 to 10 morning show. Rocking it on the way to work in the mornings.
Who's your favorite artist?
Eric Church is mine. I'm definitely on that new rock outlaw. Eric Church, Brantley Gilbert, Josh Thompson, Justin Moore, Jason Aldean. That's
just push it right to the
limit,
limit,
that's me. I need the hard stuff for sure.
Now, how did you get into it?
For me, it was a little bit of luck and a little bit of the man upstairs. I actually came to Curtis Media Group, and when I
didn't know they had a second story.
They did up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Came to Curtis Media Group and literally applied for a job that I was glad I didn't get. And the web department, the guy called me and said, look, I know we don't have what you're looking for, but if you want to work part-time in the web department, I can get you in, get you some work, and then maybe you can get into something else.
Foot in the door.
Yeah, and literally he kind of took me under his wing and said, look, while you're here, open your eyes, watch what's going on, and you'll see the people that kind of come and go and the people that stay is the way that, you watch how people treat people.
Right.
And I just took advantage of that, man. I jumped in after about 9 months. I got into promotions and marketing with QDR. And after doing that for about a year, Mike Wheelis was on the morning show. Him and I got to be good friends, and he started letting me do stunts with the morning show. and that kind of got a little bit of on air, foot in the door, and then after that, Lisa McKay, who's our program director, asked me if I wanted to try some weekend stuff. And then so I was doing promotions and then the weekends, and then luckily enough, the night show came open from 7 to midnight, and I worked that for about a year and a half. And then we had someone leave on the morning show with Mike, and they asked me if I would step down for the summer and work on the morning show until they could fill the spot.
Wow.
And luckily enough, they never asked me to leave. So mornings it is.
That is so awesome.
It was definitely a blessing, because I really don't think I could do anything else. I'm not the kind of person to be behind a desk. I have to have that creative outlet, so this is it for me. There's nothing else I want to do.
And that, you know, I think that's sometimes hard for people to understand who are behind a desk, because they get their energy from doing that.
Exactly.
And you get your energy from doing...
Exactly. I knew in college, it took me forever to figure out what I wanted to do as far as a major. And to be honest, that's probably why I was on the 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. I had to take
Yeah.
all core classes, and finally I ended up getting a degree in advertising with creative writing. And with what we do, if you got the creative in you, then you know it can take you to a whole nother level. And then you have to love the music. If you don't love the music, you can't get by in this business.
So what do you do when you get up in the morning to prepare for what you're getting ready to do?
We usually get there pretty early in the morning. We look at a lot of prep services. We look at a lot of celebrities, you know, news. I mean, the CMTs, the GACs, the TMZ.com, you know, everything with the news. You got to know what's going on with your artist. I'm definitely, it's kind of funny, and my co-partners, Janie and Mike, will tell you, I'm not a morning person, but I work on a morning job.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I'm a night owl. And even if I've gotten 3 or 4 hours of sleep, knowing I need to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, I'm gonna be up till 11. So I try to get in. They'll definitely will tell you that I'm not probably there as early as I should be, but we get in there and we all sit down and we plan the show the day before. So we always at least walk in knowing, you know, what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But when you get in that morning, things could change. I mean, you could leave the station having a whole show planned, and by that afternoon, if stories break, I mean, prime example, the Jason Aldean story, you know, when it broke that he possibly cheated on his wife, people want to know about that. So, you know, you have to make sure you're up to date with what's going on. You can't be stuck a day behind.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. It's constantly changing. Because I mean, during the show, you could be having one thing and something breaks, and you've got to go another way. But of course, we get to do the fun stuff, the parody songs, and making fun of things, and just cutting up, and you know, talking about our daily lives and what's going on. So,
you know, I tell our audience all the time, you got to do what you love and love what you do.
Exactly.
And if you don't do that, your whole life is going to be just miserable.
yeah, the money thing, man, it's the same way. I would do this. You know, you're right. I mean, you can't say it any better than that. I mean, I can walk out the door knowing that this is the greatest job, and there's days that I'm exhausted and tired, and I have to, you know, you have to sit there and check yourself and go, man, you're doing something that you love, and there's not a lot of people that get to do that. So you need to thank your dang blessings every day because you're getting to do it. I mean, you gotta, even on the worst days, you gotta realize that you're getting to do something you love so much. It's awesome.
So because of that, because you're doing what you love, and I can tell, I mean, you just like wiping me out with energy here. You guys have just won a major award.
We did. We definitely a godsend, and just, you know, lucky and fortunate and happy. You have the two academies. You have the Country Music Association and you have the Academy of Country Music. And luckily, our station QDR has won the ACM 2 years in a row. Well, not 2 years in a row, twice. And then we've won the Country Music Association Award for Station of the Year, so 3 times. But our morning show just won Broadcast Personalities of the Year. So that's the large market across the nation Broadcast Personalities of the Year. And in our business, that's about as good as you can get, as high as you can get for a show. And the 3 of us, I mean, we're still in awe. We haven't left for Nashville yet. And we literally were talking about it this morning. Like, you realize we get on a plane in a couple days and we're going to Nashville, and we still haven't let it sink in. But we're all, I mean, for me, it's just like the crown jewel. I'm so thankful. Like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't even know how to talk about it. It's just when we get there and that award's in our hands, and you're standing on the stage at all these guys, you know, years and years before you in country music, legends, and you're right there in that small group. That's just an amazing feeling.
I have a feeling radio stations all over the world, their morning people are talking about you guys on their shows.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah, sure
I don't know about that.
Probably not saying very nice things.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Like, I hope it's us next year, not y'all. We've done that. In truth.
Listen, it's awesome talking to you. Awesome knowing you.
Thank you, man.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep loving life.
Appreciate you having me out.
So, Marty Young, listen to this. CMA, ACM award-winning DJ, as well as winning Best Broadcast Personality of the Year. You gotta love him, man. Love country music. Great roots in this country, and just some great music. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. We're talking this week about passion and what you do. You know, you can go to different places. You can go to restaurants, stores, whatever. You can find people who are passionate about what they do, and you can find other people who are not passionate, and there's a huge, huge difference. One of those passionate people is my friend Chris Weiss. He's from Ray Price, Harley Davidson. He loves what he does, and it shows. I'm telling you, the guy is passionate about life and passionate about his job. Let's go talk to him right now.
Can I help you?
Oh, hey, Chris Weiss.
What's happening?
Ray Price, we're at Ray Price, Harley Davidson in Raleigh, North Carolina.
That's right.
I'm glad you let us come here.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Listen, we do a segment on the show called Time for You.
Okay.
And it's a time where people, hobbies, all kinds of stuff. And I just got to thinking about motorcycles, and I said, man, there's a lot of people who love doing that.
There sure are.
Here's the problem. I've never ridden a motorcycle in my life. What do I do?
How could I tell that? That's very interesting. Well, we have a Learn to Ride course.
Okay.
You can sign up and take a class. It's from Thursday to Sunday, and it's a couple classroom sessions, a couple days out on the range, we call it.
Really?
And by the time you're done, you'll have a certificate to get your endorsement. Just go to the DMV, take their computer test, and you're ready to roll.
Is that right?
That's right.
So you got really somebody that kind of holds your hand all the way through this.
Yep. We go one step further. When you get your endorsement at the DMV, you come back here. Instead of getting on a friend's bike or going out somewhere and buying a bike you're unfamiliar with, we'll put you on a rental bike for free, the same bike that you trained with all weekend. So once you're confident with the bike that you've been riding,
Wow.
now you negotiate the road and get comfortable with that, come back 24 hours later, and either the next day or the next week, we'll put you on an even bigger bike and get you used to that, and you'll be a Harley person before you know it.
Now let me ask you this about just safety on bikes.
Right.
Because you hear a lot of people say, well, they're not safe.
Right. Well, there's no seat belts. Yeah, you want to wear your helmet, but you have to know what other people are doing, and that's what the class teaches you. A lot of
Okay.
safety elements to keep you safe, to understand how and where to ride safe, to ensure you're going to be having a good time.
Now, and I'm just shooting you some questions
Okay.
here. So as far as riding, is there a set season that people can ride, or do some people ride all year long, or?
Any time when the ground is not frozen is a good time to ride.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So how often do you like getting on them and riding?
Well, in the normal warm season, I'll be on almost every day.
Really?
Yeah.
You ride to work?
I ride to work. In fact, up until this past winter, I rode every day, even through the winters. And you know, my daughter was driving my car. It was a problem. So
Oh, yeah. See,
yeah, so I toughed it out.
You
It was
didn't have
good.
a choice.
No, but I earned my stripes, I think, doing that. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, I've had some patients who actually take their bikes out to like Colorado or whatever and then ride back.
Oh, sure.
So there's all kinds of riding programs and
Yeah, people can ride their own bike anywhere they want, or they can go with a company who will actually transport their bike, and they can ride out in the fun places and then transport the bikes back. They fly back, and it's all on your bike. Lots of fun. Yeah.
I would imagine there's nothing like riding out on the open road with the wind blowing on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
It's like a dog with his head out the window, I think is how some people describe it.
Really?
Yep.
Well, listen, we're going to just take a look around. I understand
Okay.
here there's a museum.
There is a Legends of Harley Davidson Racing Museum. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about him just a little bit, Ray.
Right.
What's the history there?
Well, the history is Ray has been a drag racer all his life, and that's where his love for motorcycles really came into being, and he's set world records all throughout his career, and he raced up and through his 66th birthday he was racing.
Wow.
And but now they have another rider, younger rider, who's on the bike, but Ray is there with the bike all the time.
Oh, I bet.
With the race team, they travel all over the country. They're still setting world records. We got the fastest Harley Davidson drag bike right now, in fact, non-aspirated, without forced air going into it. So
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Raleigh area and you want to come by here and check this out, it's really an awesome place. I've never been in here before. I've driven by it,
Cool.
but never seen it before. It's an awesome place, so you need to stop in here. look Chris up because he can help you out here. Thanks
All right.
for laying
Thanks,
it
Tim.
down.
Thanks for coming by.
Good to see you.
All right. See ya.
Life is all about passion. And whether it's cooking, baking, singing, dancing, selling stuff, traveling, going places, motorcycle riding, whatever it is, you got to be passionate. You got to let that life come out of you, and that's what life is all about. Stay tuned, we got more coming up. Hey, life is all about passion. It's all about doing the things that you love and love what you do. I wrote about that in my book, Mastering the Art of Success. Wrote it with Les Brown. Les was married to Gladys Knight from Gladys Knight and the Pips. Mark Victor Hansen wrote all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. A lot of good information in here, how to succeed, how to be successful, how to have a passion in life. I'm going to give this to you if you'll come by my office on Falls of the News. You don't even have to stop in and spend a whole lot of time with me. I would like to shake your hand and thank you for watching the show. In fact, by the way, that tells me something. If I'm out and I see you and you see me outside somewhere, if you're shopping and you see me, please stop me and talk to me. I love talking to people who watch the show. It's all about loving life. Please join me on Facebook, join me on Twitter. If you go to our website, drtimweir.com, there's links to all those different places that you can go join me at. I love doing what I do. And I want you to love life. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to become passionate about what you do too. So until next week, keep loving life. Carl Moraski at the Carolina buffet. I love a buffet. I'm going to be back with my good buddy. Can you hear me? Marty the one. What the hell is this tag? Come by my office on Falls. I forgot where I work. Join me on Facebook, www.dr. More of that jazz.